down, down. Ba-ba-da. All right, here we go. Hello, D-Gens. Welcome to Degenerate Take Sports Betting Paradise. I, of course, am the Brofict one, AJ. Hope you're having a fantastic Wednesday on this U of A ASU rivalry Wednesday. Beyond excited for that. And, you know, it's the late game, though. So we got some time to, get some bets in before all of that goes. So let's go ahead. Let's dive in. We're looking at some NBA, some NHL, and even, yeah, that's right, some college basketball. If you do want our picks for the PGA, we did our picks for the Cognizant Classic. That was last night. So go and give a listen to yesterday's episode for our picks in the PGA for the weekend. I think some of the picks will shock you. But we've been pretty hot. We've been pretty hot on the green. So I'm feeling good about it. But yeah, let's go ahead and start in the NBA, huh? Let's start in the NBA. Yeah. Give me a second. Let me make sure I got everything pulled up right. Boom goes the dynamite. And hey, remember, drop your picks in the chat. Drop your thoughts in the chat. Would love to hear what you got to say and where you're thinking on some of these picks. So let's get it moving. First game we're looking at on the slate, Pelicans and the Pacers. Pacers 7-point favorites going into this one, 237 at home. That's the total. Listen, the Pacers, I mean, all intents and purposes, they've been a solid team. They've been a solid team this year. And the Pelicans kind of, they don't do it for me. I'm not going to lie. The Pelicans don't really do it for me. Zion has not been, in my opinion, nearly as dominant as he should be. And it's a hard one for me to wrap my head around sometimes. Looking at where the money is at on this one, looking at 78% of the bets, 86% of the money on the Pacers. Not too shabby there. What are the boys in the last five? Can I get that number, please? There we go. Pacers in the last five, 3-2. Same thing with the Pelicans. Pelicans coming off of a win to the Knicks. All right. I'm not liking, a lot of game time decisions for the Pelicans right now, and I'm not feeling good with that. Pacers playing at home. You got to give home court advantage, credit where credit's due. I'm liking the Pacers to start it off for us tonight. Liking the Pacers minus the 7 to get it rolling for us. Honestly, would probably be taking a look at their first quarter line too. The Pacers have been a nice first quarter team for me. What's that at? First half, first quarter. Can I get first half spread, first quarter spread, please? Did I miss it? Yeah, I did miss it. First quarter spread, you're getting the Pacers minus 2. I like it. I like it a lot. Pacers minus the 2 in the first quarter. I'm going to throw that in there as well. Like the team to get off to a hot start. Fans to get hot, fans to get rowdy. Pacers to get it done early in the first quarter. And that's how we're going to start the day off. And I'm liking it. Pacers minus the 7, first quarter minus the 2. We're rocking. We're rolling. We're getting started, baby. Oh, we're getting started. All right. Mavericks and the Raptors. Raptors, 3.5-point dogs at home. 241 is the total. Before we go any further, as a Suns fan, I do just need to come out and say Luka is a hoe and a bitch. So just wanted to throw that out there. With that being said, has been on an absolute tear lately. Luka has been looking great. 3.5-point favorites here. The Raptors, I mean, they've been cooking the last couple games on a nice 3-game win streak. Going to 3-2 in the last 5. Mavericks, on the other hand, on the downslope there, 3-2 in their last 5 as well. Man. I'm going with the road team here. I'm going to go with the Mavs, 15-12 on the road. Just like the way the Mavs have been playing. Luka, again, just absolutely solid. And I got a lot more hope for them than I do the Raptors. Where's the money at on this game? I want to see where the public's at here. 57% of the bet, 77% of the money. So you're getting a lot of big money on here too. And I think it's because you're dealing with a short line. You're dealing with a short line. I don't think this line would be at 3.5 if it wasn't for the last couple of games for the Mavs where they just haven't been playing the best. Where did this line open at? Line opened up at 3.5. So the book's feeling really confident about that line. They're not going to move off of it, even with that big money there. So I'm taking the Mavs here. I'm taking the Mavs minus the 3.5. Not sure why the book hasn't moved it up to 4, but hey, let's not look what's the phrase? Gift horse in the mouth or something like that. That's how I was feeling with Kentucky yesterday. Whew. All right. Let's keep it moving. Timberwolves and the Grizzlies going at it. Timberwolves 12-point favorites here. Oh, Ant's not on the injury report. That's good. I for sure thought Anthony Edwards is going to be on the injury report today, but he is not. 12-point favorites here, 12.5-point favorites, depending on the book you're looking at. But listen, 4-1 in their last 5. The Timberwolves have been rolling all season. They have been, I would say they've been one of the more shocking teams in the NBA the last couple of weeks. This season. You know, it was the potential. All the potential was there, and they really come to that level there. So, you know, yeah, big number, but we're going with it. Timberwolves minus the 12 here. And let me see where the number's at in the first quarter, because I've been liking the first quarter. I know what you're thinking, AJ, what are you doing here? But hey, four is a little tight. 4 is a little tight for the first quarter when you're given 12 on the game already. We're going to ride with it, though. I mean, listen, I'll take a big favorite in the first quarter. I'm more confident in a big favorite in the first quarter or the first part of a game, especially when they're a home team. They get the vibes from the crowd and everything rolling. It gets good, feels good going in, and then boom, looks good. So we'll go with the Timberwolves minus the 12, minus the 4. I know, looking a little chalky early, but hey, we're early in the slate. Early in the slate still, excuse me. All right, Cavaliers and the Bulls. Bulls 5.5-point dogs at home. Cavaliers been cooking lately. 216.5 is the total here. Ah, man, I like this Bulls team though. I will say I do like the fight in this Bulls team. They've been showing me stuff. They've been showing me stuff I like, which goes a long way. But the Cavaliers, you cannot deny how good they've been. They've not been the best in their last 5, dropping 3 of their last 5. Cavaliers. Oh no, sorry. I was looking at the Bulls. That's my B. That's my B. Bulls dropping 3 of their last 5. Cavaliers picking up 3 of their last 5. I am thinking the money is on the Cavs here. Yeah, lined up and opened up at 4. Oh no, you're seeing heavy money coming in on the Bulls here. 58% of the bet, 71% of the total. So we're getting a reverse line movement here from 4 to 5.5. And it could have just been, whatchamacallit, it could have just been a lot of money coming in on the Bulls early. They adjust the line, and then they're just comfortable leaving it there. I'm not liking that, though. I'm not liking where the public's at on this one. So, yeah, we're going to roll with the Cavs minus the 5 here, staying away from the first quarter. I think it's going to be an absolute dogfight of a game. But we're going to go with the Cavs minus the 5 here. I'm not liking the public being so heavy on the Bulls plus the 5.5. You know, I know they're at home and they've been a good home team, but just doesn't no computo. You know what I'm saying? Sacramento Kings, Denver Nuggets. I mean, it's the Nuggets. It's Jokic. It's the boys at home. What else do you want me to say? The Kings, very solid team. They've been a solid squad, but I don't know if I would chalk them up as talented enough right now to beat the Nuggets, but we're not looking at playoffs right now. We're talking regular season. And the Nuggets, they're just sitting comfy right now. But they love to win at home. They love to win at home, coming off of a 3-game win streak so far in their last 5. Kings picking up 3 in their last 5 too, but dropping the last one to Miami at home. So, yeah, I'm sorry. We're dealing with a lot of chalk in the NBA, and this is how it bites me in the ass. But when everything's screaming at me that the Nuggets are going to dominate the Kings, everything's screaming at me that the Nuggets are going to dominate the Kings. And this is another one that I'm feeling very comfortable about another first quarter. 2.5, you're not laying that many points. I like 2.5 early with the Nuggets, minus the 7.5 full game. Keep it moving, baby. Keeping it moving. What are we looking at here? All right, Lakers, Clippers, minus the 3. Whew, 234.5 is the total. Hey, the Clippers been hot, huh? Clippers have been one of the teams of the NBA this year. And I mean, I guess it shouldn't shock us with all that star power there, but it also is to the point where, yeah, I'm not feeling it. But hey, the Clippers have been at full strength. They've been looking really good. They just dropped one to Sacramento, though. That's not looking good. Lakers coming off of a questionable loss to Phoenix. And I was even as an Arizona fan, a Phoenix fan, that was a questionable loss, I would say, for the Lakers. But the Lakers have also had an issue on the road. And I think that's something that really needs to be kept in mind. I mean, granted, they're not technically on the road, right? You know what I mean? So I'm going to go with the dog here. I know, and I hate this pick. I hate betting on the Lakers, but I'm going to go with the Lakers plus the 3 here, keeping this one close. And kind of just prayer and a whim there with the Lakers. Running through my NBA picks. We are looking at Mavericks minus what the fuck? Okay. Mavericks. Mavericks minus 3.5. Timberwolves minus the 12. Timberwolves first quarter minus the 4. Cavaliers minus 5.5. Nuggets minus 7.5. Nuggets minus 2.5 in the first quarter. Lakers plus the 3. And that is the slate in the NBA. I'm going to get rid of the first quarter ones in the bet slip so that we can get this parlay cooking for tonight. And right now it's a 5-leg parlay with all of those full game spreads. Plus 2,000 odds right now. But we ain't going with that. No. What time is it? All right, let's go to the ice real quick. Small slate on the ice in the NHL, and I like the teams playing. And think we got a nice spot with a dog here, but we'll get into that. All right, we'll start here. We'll start with the beginning, right? Why not start with the beginning? Columbus Blue Jackets, New York Rangers. Rangers 1.5 point favorites here, minus 260 on the money line. 6.5 is the total. Getting some juice on the over. Why are we getting juice on the over with these two teams? Oh, because Blue Jackets don't like to score a lot, but I'm seeing a high-scoring game here. Yeah, I'm seeing a high-scoring game here. Columbus, a little weak when it comes to goals and shots against. And then, averaging right around there at about 2.9 goals per game. And you got to be thinking here, maybe the Rangers going to be feeling a little bit loose, a little bit tired. They've just coming home from a nice little road trip. Blue Jackets playing at home, their first one. Looking at the recent history, I mean, these games, going to about 6-7 points, 8 points in that first one. Blue Jackets up on this series, but all of those games have been at home. Rangers have been getting it at home, so we'll go with the Rangers. I mean, if you want a pick on a side, I would go with the Rangers minus the 260 here. The 1.5, I'm not touching it. Well, actually, I take all of that back. I take it all back. Give me the Blue Jackets plus the 1.5, over 6.5 juice to the plus 100. I'm liking a lot of goals in this game. Liking the Blue Jackets with their history, keeping it close, plus the 1.5, and you're getting it at a football line at minus 110. You'll love it. I mean, and honestly, that's what we're getting in the NHL slate tonight. And you don't see that a lot. These 1.5 lines, heavy juice on the money line, as we can see here with the Oilers at minus 305. But that 1.5 hanging there at minus 115, minus 105. The book knows it's going to be a tight game. It's going to be a close game, and it might come down to that last second. So they're going to protect themselves on the juice. And that's because they don't want a lot of exposure. If you think about it from the book standpoint, they don't want a lot of bets. They don't want a lot of money coming in on the Blues at even as a short dog, any plus money, because they're still going to end up losing on the game. because all the sharps and everything, they're going to take that chance. They're going to roll with that, especially those big bettors. You're getting a short one with the Blues. And the Blues, I mean, granted, they have not been very hot in the last week or so. 4-1 in their last 5, dropping the last 2 on the road. But the Oilers, I mean, 2-3 in their last 5, not looking particularly hot as well. And they've been on a homestead. Yeah, dropping 3 of those early in the homestead. The Oilers showing cracks in the armor, as you can see. Oh, man. We're going with both of the plus 1.5s here. I'm liking the Blues plus the 1.5 here. Might sprinkle that money line a little bit at plus 240. But, that's a tough one. Staying away from that total. Don't like the total whatsoever. So hockey again, we're going with the Columbus Blue Jackets plus the 1.5 and over 6.5 goals in that game, and the Blues plus the 1.5 here. We like it. We like it a lot. Let's get to college basketball. Just going to run through the big games. Just going to run through the big games tonight because it's a nice slate. Give me 1 second. Everything pulled up. There we go. We missed the tip-off of Missouri and Florida. That's my B, honestly. That's 100% on me. That's 100% on me. 9-5 the score right now. Florida ahead by 4 right now, number 24, Florida. Point spread still at 14.5. I'm staying away from this game until I get that line a lot lower. I don't like where it's at right now with the 14.5. With how tight it is right now, not seeing a lot of movement there. Not liking it. Not liking it at all. I think Missouri does have a shot to cover that, but don't, again, I think Florida's going to win this game, and it's really just going to be how much. And so I'd rather take Florida at a better price, but we'll see what happens there. Auburn and Tennessee, number 11 versus number 4 here. Tennessee, and hey, they're a solid team. They're a solid team, 11-3 in the conference. Auburn 10-4 in the conference, trying to avoid another loss in the SEC here. God, we've been, yeah. Okay, never mind. Not going to go there. I'm feeling Auburn 3-2 in their last 5. Tennessee 4-1 in their last 5. Their last loss at Texas A&M, and they just beat Texas A&M at home. Bad, but Texas A&M is just one of those weird teams. So, hate to do this, but I'm going with Auburn plus the 7 here. Sprinkle that money line at plus 235. It's a Wednesday. We get weird shit happening on Wednesdays, and so I'm rolling with that. Nothing you can do to change my mind either. Providence, Marquette number 5, 10.5 point favorites here at home. And yeah, they should be 10.5 point favorites here. Providence, they have been hot, 4-1 in their last 5, winning their last 3. Marquette 4-1 as well, dropping, but their loss was to UConn. And it was a awful beatdown to UConn. They can't afford another loss, won't get another loss like that. Big number, I know, but hey, you got to be comfortable with uncomfortable numbers. Give me Marquette minus the 10.5 here. Look good and feel good about that one. Let's go Xavier. Xavier, I mean, I hate this line. Sean Miller, I mean, man, that team's just kind of killing me. Louisville and Duke. Duke 20.5 point favorites here at home. 152 is the total. I do want to take a brief moment. And shout out Mad Dog Russo over there at ESPN on First Take this morning. Talked a little bit about the court storming and everything, and then talked about how Duke themselves stormed the field during football season. Thought that was hilarious, and now Duke, all of a sudden, because they got their ass kicked, has a problem with that. Louisville's been a solid team. Louisville's been a solid team this year, but their defense has been an issue and can be an issue against this Duke team. Flipowski is playing, by the way, so obviously that injury on Saturday due to the court storming was not too serious. Taking Duke here minus the 20.5 should absolutely wipe the court with Louisville. Yeah. Feel good about that. Bank it. Iowa State, Oklahoma. Not going to spend a lot of time on this one because Oklahoma stinks. Okay, Oklahoma stinks. Oklahoma stinks, and no ifs, ands, or buts about that. So Iowa State minus the 9.5. Hot team. We've been loving them on this show, and we're going to continue to love them. Minus the 9.5, baby. South Carolina A&M, again, not going to spend a lot of time on this game. This is a bad line. This is a bad line by the sports book. 5.5 the total. Plus 5.5 with South Carolina. Plus 5.5 with one of the best teams in the SEC. And yes, Texas A&M at home has been very nice this season. And yes, they do match up fairly well on offense, but it's the defensive difference of South Carolina that's going to take them to a W in this game. I'm going to, honestly, 5.5 is giving away money, in my opinion, from the sports book. Plus 205, I'm going to be sprinkling that as well. For the sake of the parlay, we're going to go with the 5.5, but loving South Carolina against A&M tonight. Loving it. Loving it, loving it, loving it. Alabama, Ole Miss. Bama. 5.5 point favorites against Ole Miss, 5.5 point dogs at home. 166 is the total. Alabama just dropped one on the road to Kentucky. And so I am shocked that this game is not a little bit lower in spread, if we're going to be completely honest, but it might be because Ole Miss has some firepower on their team, but Alabama can outshoot them any night of the week. So we'll be rolling with Alabama, the Crimson Tide, minus the 5.5 here. Keeping it moving to Seton Hall and Creighton. 9.5 point favorites here. Should be a lot more, but Seton Hall has been a good squad. They've been kind of a sleeper team this season at 18-9, so they're just right there. They're right there with some good wins, but dropping one to Villanova, 4-1 in their last 5. Creighton dropping one to St. John's in their last outing, 4-1 in their last 5 as well. And, Seton Hall does match up well here, and it's just going to be an offensive night. When it comes down to the difference being an offense, I'm going to go with the home team. I'm going to go with the home team. I'm going to go with the vibes of home field advantage and everything like that. Give me Creighton minus the 9.5. Yeah. Minnesota, real quick. Minnesota has been one of the best cover teams in college basketball this year. 12 points to an Illinois team that Noah and I both firmly believe are absolutely frauds. This team actually in Minnesota plays defense. And so I do think Illinois is going to run into an issue with that at home. Again, plus the 12, sprinkle that 550 for me on the money line. I'm liking a couple of these bigger dogs tonight. I'm liking them. I am liking them. Am I missing anything? Oh, just this one. Arizona State. U of A, 12-point favorites here. On the road in Tempe. And let me tell you something. Last time we played them, we won 105-60. Granted, that's in McHale. So you subtract about 5 points probably from Arizona. We beat them 100-60. This is definitely one of those games where I take this little, you see this little slider guy here? And I just go, whoop! 33.5 at plus 929. Thank you very much. But no, really, U of A minus 12. We have had our struggles on the road. I'm not going to cover where we're not covering there. They've had struggles on the road. Not only have they had struggles on the road, but they've also dropped games that they shouldn't have dropped. And, might be a look-ahead spot, especially after playing them so well. And all the issues with Arizona are still there. They're still there, and they're still known by us. But just got to overpower and hope that they can come overpower as well. U of A minus the 12. I'll also be taking that 33.5 at plus 929. Thank you very much for coming. Let's take a look at that parlay. 17-leg parlay, baby. 17-leg parlay plus about 5 milli. We love it. Running through it, Dallas Mavericks minus the 3.5, Timberwolves minus 13, Cavaliers minus 5.5, Nuggets minus 7.5, Lakers plus the 3, Blue Jackets plus 1.5, over 6.5 against the Rangers, Blues plus the 1.5, Auburn plus 7, Marquette minus 10.5, Duke minus 20.5, Iowa State minus 9.5, South Carolina plus 5.5, Alabama minus 5.5, Creighton minus 9.5, Minnesota plus the 12, U of A minus the 12 as well. 17-leg parlay plus 5 milli odds. Feeling good. But yeah, hey, about 10 minutes before everything starts going. Go get those bets in. Good luck tonight, and thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Shout out to our 435 incredible followers here on Rumble. Appreciate each and every single one of you. And if you like what we're cooking here, please hit that follow button and like button. Helps out a lot more than you know. But with all that being said, thank you all for listening. Thank you all again for watching. I, of course, am the Brofict One AJ, and I'll see you next time on Degenerate Day.